On International Holocaust Remembrance Day, we keep alive the memory of those who died and the memories of those who survived. We confront again the atrocity of the camps. When the liberators entered Auschwitz on 27 January 1945, none of them knew what lay beneath the snow and ash. What they uncovered was hell, a hell that had been brought into being on earth. Unimaginable cruelty, a savagery that was long in the planning and cold in its calculation. We must never soften the truth of what the Holocaust was, the purposeful execution of more than 6 million Jews. The Australian writer Lily Brett, born in a German refugee camp the year after the war ended, grew up in the shadow of Auschwitz. She writes that when you're born to Holocaust survivors as she was, you are born attached to the dead. You are born beside them as surely as if you had been delivered into their arms. Many survivors of the Holocaust found refuge here after the war, and their stories are importantly preserved in Holocaust museums. As we are starting to lose the last generation of Holocaust survivors, the work of documenting their lives has never been more important. Their stories carry the dark weight of sorrow, and they also carry the important message, never again. We must make sure that generations to come know the full history. Anti-Semitism is on the rise, but it will not find a home here. Australia will always denounce it and reject it utterly, just as we do all forms of racism and prejudice. We owe it to our country, we owe it to our Jewish community, and we owe it to our survivors. They deserve nothing less.
Greetings from Stockholm. Thank you for the invitation to address the 2023 International Holocaust Remembrance Day commemoration. As Australia's head of delegation to the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance during Sweden's presidency in 2022-2023, I am pleased to provide an update on Australia's contribution to IHRA. I can vouch that Australia has become a highly respected member of IHRA during our relatively short period of full membership. Australia's IHRA experts are influential in shaping IHRA's work across a broad spectrum, including areas such as education and countering online extremism. This was demonstrated at the Malmö Forum in October 2021. We are proud to be the first IHRA member from the Asia-Pacific region. At the IHRA plenary in Gothenburg on 1 September 2022, Australia announced that it had completed implementation of all 5 of its Malmö Forum pledges. These are: embracing the IHRA working definition of anti-Semitism. This pledge reflects Australia's deep commitment to ending anti-Semitism. Committing to providing the Australian Human Rights Commission with funding for a national anti-racism strategy. Supporting activities for Holocaust Memorial Week and International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Taking action to call out anti-Semitism online through the Online Safety Act, which came into effect on the 23rd of January 2022, and the e-Safety Guide. And publishing the Gandel Holocaust Knowledge and Awareness in Australia survey and report, and providing to Holocaust museums funding to Holocaust museums or education centres in every Australian state and territory. Based on feedback I've received in IHRA, the Gandel survey and report is a unique contribution that other IHRA members are interested in learning from. I thank all members of Australia's IHRA delegation and all partners in our effort for the tremendous contribution they have made over the past year. It is more important than ever that we come together on International Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Today, we honor the memory of the victims of the Holocaust. We remember the 6 million Jewish children, women and men, as well as the Roma and Sinti, the people with disabilities, and countless others who perished. We reflect on the millions of individual lives cut short, the millions of futures stolen away. As we mourn the loss of so many and so much, we also recognize that the Holocaust was not inevitable. No genocide ever is. It was the culmination of millennia of anti-Semitic hate. The Nazis could only move with calculated cruelty from the discrimination of Europe's Jews to their annihilation because so few stood up and so many stood by. It was the deafening silence, both at home and abroad, that emboldened them. The alarm bells were ringing from the very beginning. Hate speech and disinformation, contempt for human rights and the rule of law, the glorification of violence and tales of racial supremacy, disdain for democracy and diversity. In remembering the Holocaust, we recognize threats to freedom, dignity and humanity, including in our own time. Today, in the face of growing economic discontent and political instability, escalating white supremacy terrorism and surging hate and religious bigotry, we must be more outspoken than ever. We must never forget, nor allow others to ever forget, distort or deny the Holocaust. Today and every day, let us resolve to never again remain silent in the face of evil and to always defend the dignity and rights of all. Thank you.